Everybody, it's Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance and Integrated Performance Services. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery, available at all your major bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon.com, and in Canada, Chapters Indigo Online. I also created this, the Journey to Personal Greatness Journal. It's a nice little addition I put with my coaching package, and I recommend that I'm encouraging you to get a journal, because a journal is a great place to just talk to yourself. A lot of times we know what's up, we know what's going on, but when we're deep in our problems, we can't see it. That's why we're able to give other people advice, really great advice, but we can't get out of our own way. But if you put it in a journal, and the next thing to do is to review the journal, make sure you review it once a month. I usually take once a month, go back, review it, because there's no use writing all this great stuff in it and you never look at it again. You're 50% there. So go all the way, review it, a journal, get it. All right, so this is short and sweet. This is Humpday Hustle, and this is the way it flows. Monday is Monday Mindset. I give you a little checkup from the neck up, something to take away, a little nugget of information that might turn it around for you. Wednesday is Humpday Hustle. It's all about the body. Focus on the body, so structure, function, nutrition, and get your body in the shape you want it to be. And Saturday, Soulful Saturday, a little nugget, a little food for the soul. I'll give you something to help make sure you're remaining authentic to your vision and your passion. So that's, if you see the flow, it's mind, body, and soul throughout the week. I give you 3 videos for the next 52 weeks, and that's my goal. We'll see where we go from there. All right, so today I want to talk with Mr. Vince Walters. He's been in the fitness game for a long time. He's got some great, unique stories. He's been one of my clients for a couple of years now, and I've been listening to these stories and thought I got to share them. And one day Vince is planning on sharing this whole vision for the world, but for now I'm going to take a little nugget of it, just a few minutes to pull from his history and to give it to you, and hopefully you get something from it. So I'm going to introduce him, and Vince will tell us a little bit about his journey and where he's going and give you more information on that. All right, so Vince,
yeah, man.
Welcome, my man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So I'm going to pull this off so we can hear Vince. All right, so Vince, let us know about, you have a really unique journey and how you got to where you are now. And tell them a bit at the end of that. Actually start with where you are now. You just finished your competition.
I just finished competing for the Canadian National Bodybuilding Championship. Yeah. Did fairly well. Beat my former self and didn't win, but at the end of the day, I beat myself, and that's the most important thing out there. Yeah. Now, where this all came from was bodybuilding never really was something that I ever really intended to get into. When I started my fitness journey, it was more about not getting any fatter, because I just lived my first half of my life, actually more than half of my life, as a fat guy. And I started my journey in exercise about 12 years old, and it was pushed by my older brother, and I gotta say, one of the valuable lessons that I learned about that is start slow. Because he worked me out so hard that I was sore for a week. I couldn't get out of bed, and you know what, at the end of the day, it took me a long time to recover from that mentally and really see that this journey into fitness was worthwhile. Where I actually got into fitness was because, I was that fat kid that went swimming with a sweater on and hoping that nobody could really tell how fat I was. So I started, working out because really I just didn't want to get any fatter. Because, I believed all those things that people said, you're big boned, you're husky, and all those nice things that people tell fat people because they don't want to tell them that they're fat. At the end of the day, I gotta tell you, I really wish somebody said, hey, you're fat, you eat too much. Because the really biggest difference between the guy that stands here today and the guy that stood there then was how I lived my life. So, it took me about 10 years of really working out before I got anywhere. And it wasn't because it wasn't because I wasn't trying. I put out all my effort. But my effort was very much misguided. I fell along a lot of the things that these, how many sets should I be doing? How many reps should I be doing? And all these, basically what I would say, gurus, which I would rather call gimmicks in the fitness industry. Because one of the things that I got to tell you that I've learned is, I don't know about you, but my biceps can't count. And they don't know how much the number is on the end of the bar. And there's so many different things that can affect my workout other than just weight and repetitions from how I ate, how I slept. So it's not this simplistic thing, but it is.
Right. And hold on, I want to hold. There's so much. I want to write some stuff down here because Vince has given us so much information here. There's one before we get on to your philosophy of lifting, which is what I want to get into. Is number one, it took you 10 years to see results.
Yeah.
That's huge. Everybody should remember that because January 3rd, when everybody joins the gym, and by February 3rd, it's empty. Everyone quits early. Instant gratification. 10 years to get what kept you kind of motivated?
Again, I just didn't want to get any fatter. I didn't really believe. Then, after that 10 years, I had a motorcycle accident. The doctors told me that I'd never recover. I separated and dislocated my shoulder. When I got off my bike, my shoulder was somewhere down here. And it was the first time in my life that I've ever actually, when I saw myself, I wanted to throw up. Because I was hurt.
Right.
Not hurt, I was injured.
Right.
Doctors told me that I would never recover properly from that. And lucky for me, I had a friend who was a doctor and told me that it's entirely possible for me to recover, but the doctors are going to tell me that I can't because they don't believe that I'm going to go out and do what it takes. He gave me a lot of information and some guidance, and I studied because I was pretty much bedridden. I just had a motorcycle accident.
Right.
And I didn't pick up my first book and say, hey, Vince, you want to fix your separated, dislocated shoulder, do this.
Yeah.
It took a lot of studying. I had to figure out how the most complex joint in the body worked, how the body repairs itself, how it processes nutrients, and how it's going to go about doing all that. And it was a lot.
Yeah.
But in that, I came up with this, what I like to call the secret. And people often ask me, what's one thing that can make a difference? And I used to tell people, no, there isn't any one thing. But I have come to realize that there is one thing that makes a difference.
Yep.
And what that one thing is understanding. Understanding what your goal is.
Yeah. Huge.
Okay? Understanding that there are many steps to achieving that goal. And when it comes to this fitness journey, the most important thing is you don't know how long it takes to get somewhere you've never been.
Okay.
And that brings us to the aspect of why most people, myself included, fail in fitness.
All right.
And this is that they put unrealistic expectations upon themselves.
Okay.
As a competitive bodybuilder, it took me 13 years and God knows how many competitions before I was able to go through a full contest prep and do absolutely everything that I was supposed to do. And I mean, hey, some of my friends will make jokes and laugh about me in a contest prep sitting in a parking lot eating a box of Fudgy-O's.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fat guy mentality stuck back
still
there.
stuck in there.
And it still takes some time to break all that.
Yeah.
But again, we come back to understanding what our goals are and how to achieve those.
Yeah.
And most people are misguided. They focus on things like arbitrary numbers, such as, I want to lose weight.
Right.
Well, this is my favorite analogy to give somebody that wants to lose weight. If you're walking down the road and your shoelace is untied and you trip over and you fall down and you bust open your face, should you get up and look for a helmet? And that's what it is when people are going out and trying to lose weight.
Right.
Your physical representation is a direct barometer of how you live your life.
Right. A lifestyle change.
So we all know roughly, basically, all the things that we should be doing. But we don't. And this is where that understanding comes in, and understanding ourselves.
Yeah.
That to go and live a lifestyle like you live, to try to live a lifestyle like I live tomorrow is impossible. There are far too many changes that have to happen, and it's not even capable for the human psyche to actually do it. So the only thing that you're really doing is setting yourself up for failure, and not the good kind of failure where you learn something, the bad kind of failure where you've just put yourself in a position where there's no possible way of winning.
Beat yourself up.
then you cause all kinds of things like stress, cortisol levels, and it's just again a recipe for disaster.